As the world grapples with multiple humanitarian crises, in particular the enduring genocide of Palestinians by Israel, the plight of the Rohingya people must not be forgotten. Over 7 years have passed since Myanmar's military launched a brutal campaign against the Rohingya, initially forcing more than 740,000 to flee to Bangladesh. As of September 30th, 2024, the number of Rohingya refugees in Bangladesh has grown to 1,003,394, according to UNHCR data. Conditions are critical, with renewed violence in Myanmar's Rakhine state causing further displacement. The international community continues to grapple with this protracted humanitarian crisis as efforts to ensure the security, rights, and eventual safe return of the Rohingya people remain challenging and complex. The 2017 atrocities shocked many parts of the world. Myanmar's military, border police, and local Buddhist vigilantes burned villages, tore families apart, and committed unspeakable acts of violence against the Rohingya. Yet accountability remains elusive, with no one held responsible for the crimes against humanity and acts of genocide perpetrated against the Rohingya population. In 2022, the United States formally determined that the Myanmar military's actions constituted genocide.
The States has concluded that genocide was committed 7 times. Today marks the 8th, as I have determined that members of the Burmese military committed genocide and crimes against humanity against Rohingya.
This acknowledgement was significant, but Rohingya leaders insist more must be done. Toon Kin, president of the Burmese Rohingya Organization UK, said, "It is not enough to say genocide is happening. We need action to prevent ongoing genocide." The situation remains dire in both Myanmar and Bangladesh. As of 2022, in Myanmar, approximately 600,000 Rohingya continued to face systematic oppression and restrictions amounting to apartheid-like conditions, with little improvement since 2017. Movement is restricted, and access to food and healthcare is limited. As fighting intensifies between the military junta and ethnic armed groups, Rohingya civilians are caught in the crossfire. In Bangladesh's sprawling refugee camps, Rohingya face different challenges. Overcrowding, limited economic opportunities, and growing safety concerns plague camp residents. Recent restrictions on education and livelihoods have increased refugees' sense of hopelessness. Hasina Hetu, a Rohingya refugee in Bangladesh, asked, "How long will we live like this? I don't think the world will solve our condition. The international community must act to prevent this crisis from becoming a forgotten tragedy. Concrete intervention is needed on multiple fronts. Increase humanitarian aid, support accountability efforts, pressure Myanmar's military junta through targeted sanctions and arms embargoes, create conditions for safe, voluntary refugee return, and expand resettlement possibilities in third countries, other nations that could potentially offer resettlement opportunities for Rohingya refugees." Similar to the situation in Palestine, Rohingya themselves must be central to any solution. As Lucky Karim, a resettled Rohingya youth leader, stated in 2022, "The international community has failed in responding to the situation in Myanmar at its early stage because of the Rohingyas' absence at the table. And I want the US government and international community to find solutions with Rohingya instead of working for Rohingya." The path forward is challenging, but millions of lives hang in the balance. 7 years on, it's time to renew commitment to justice and dignity for the Rohingya people. The international community must not falter in its responsibility to address this ongoing humanitarian crisis.